Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Today we're going to take a look at something really cool. Ultralight backpacking is something that is enjoyable. It's fun to get out, backpack, and carry less weight. But the problem is a lot of times ultralight backpacking can be really expensive. So when you have a chance to try a new product out that weighs less than most competitors, costs less than most competitors, you wonder to yourself, does it perform as well as a lot of the competitors? So we're going to take a look at that today. Join us as we look at the Lixada portable camping stove that weighs in at only 25 grams. Thanks for watching. So today we're going to be talking specifically about camping stoves that are butane or propane camping stoves, what's typically called canister stoves. These stoves screw onto a canister and allow you to boil water pretty quickly under most circumstances. They're pretty high heat. We're going to take a look at three different stoves today. One is the Jetboil Mighty Mo. It's about $50, a pretty typical stove. It's very similar to the Pocket Rocket or Pocket Rocket 2 by MSR. Second is one of these generic canister stoves. You can buy these on Amazon for like $8. You can buy two of them for $15. I do that every once in a while. I kind of consider it kind of a Pocket Rocket knockoff. Very simple to use. It's got a piezo igniter, really inexpensive. And the last one, and the one that's most interesting to me, is this new stove, which is made by a company called Lixada. There's several different companies. I think they're probably all made in the same place in China or wherever they're made. But it is ultralight, 25 grams. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the weight of all these different stoves. Okay, we already talked about the price. About $50, probably like $8 to $10, and then $15. Then we're going to test each one. We're going to boil 2 cups of water and see how long it takes to bring the water to a boil. I'm also going to measure fuel before and after, weigh it, so we can kind of see how much each of these takes as far as fuel goes. So let's start by weighing these and we'll get some boiling going. Before we get to going too far, actually, let me show you all this product. You see it's called Lixada. They're saying here it's got 2,700 watts. It says it'll boil 1 liter of water in 2 minutes, 58 seconds. They're very specific. This is the actual stove itself, okay? Very simple design. Legs just fold down, okay? Like that. And you do have to get that third one open, you have to open them like that. And that's how simple this little thing is. So, very simple. Let's weigh it and compare it to the others. All right, so here's our 3 stoves. Let's start with the Jetboil Mighty Mo. We're going to do this in grams. We're looking at 96 grams. If you add the pouch, it's 105 grams. Looking at the generic canister stove, okay, it's 95 grams, plus the plastic box is 126 grams. The Lixada that we were just talking about is 26 grams, so it is 1 gram more than what it states on the packaging, plus this little stuff sack, 28 grams. Pretty impressive weight. All right, this is pretty much the setup we're going to use. We're going to use the same fuel for all of these. I'm going to keep the timer right here. So let me light this up and we'll see. We're going to go for a rolling boil. All right, we're going to call that a nice rolling boil. 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Not too bad. That's the Jetboil Mighty Mo. I will weigh the fuel now, and I'm keeping those numbers separate. I'll tell y'all at the end how much each of them used, but I am weighing the fuel. So let me weigh that, re-prepare this pot, and we'll start with the next stove. All right, so this is the kind of generic that came in this box, just a generic canister stove. Let's get it rolling. All right, we'll call that a rolling boil. This one, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Not too bad. Now I'll weigh the fuel and get the last stove ready. All right, so here goes our last. This is the Ultralight Lixada, 25 grams. All right, the one thing that is different, this one doesn't have a piezo igniter, so I'm gonna go ahead and light it. So we'll call that a rolling boil. 3 minutes, 17 seconds. I'm gonna weigh up the fuel and see what we got. All right, so let's go through the tail of the tape, you might say. We're gonna start with the largest, okay? This is the JetBoil Mighty Mo, also the most expensive. It weighs in at 97 grams, okay? With the case, it's 105. It boiled 2 cups of water in 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and it used 9 grams of fuel. The second is this generic kind of knockoff Pocket Rocket canister stove. This particular one is a Sterno brand. It weighs 92 grams, plus its case is 126 grams, and it boiled water in 3 minutes, 15 seconds. It used 10 grams of fuel. Lastly, our new ultralight stove, the Lixada Hornet is what they call it on the packaging. It weighs in at 26 grams, plus its stuff sack, 28 grams total. It boiled water in the longest amount of time, 3 minutes and 17 seconds. And it used 11 grams of fuel to get those 2 cups of water to a boil. All right, so what did we learn? Well, as far as time to boil, the Mighty Mo was the fastest. The middle was the kind of knockoff generic canister stove, and the longest was the ultralight Lixada. Now, the big thing is, this one did it in 3:11. This one took 4 seconds longer. This one took 6 seconds longer than this one. And of course, we're being a little bit subjective because I'm just looking at it and deciding when I think it is a rolling boil. I would kind of call this a tie. I mean, within 5 seconds, yes, maybe this one's a little bit better, a little bit faster, but as far as time goes, I call it a draw pretty much. As far as the amount of fuel goes, this one used 9 grams, this one used 10 grams, this one used 11 grams. Once again, kind of splitting hairs here, although you know there is a 2 gram difference in the amount that the JetBoil used versus the Lixada. So if that's something important to you, it is, you know, it is definitely showing a little bit more fuel usage with the lighter stove. But the big difference is 97 grams versus 92 grams versus 26 grams. Not only 26 grams, but the size of this. You can see on that last shot just how much bigger this Mighty Mo is than this little Lixada. That's a big difference in size. So when you're looking at things from my standpoint, these differences are very minimal as far as time goes and fuel usage goes. But in the weight category, there's a huge difference. This is basically 1/3 the weight as these. That's a really big deal when you're trying to cut weight. And lastly, of course, is price, $8 to $10, $15, $50. You decide. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching the Paleo Hiker MD channel. This video isn't about what I think is best. I'm simply pointing out the differences between these 3 stoves. I think all 3 of them are very useful. I think they all work. The question is, what do you value more? One of the big things that over time I'm going to have to decide is how well do these things hold up. I can say that these middle ones, they don't hold up super well. I've had several over time. The twisting mechanism tends to bind up. I have one that I can't fully open anymore. So that's something to consider. This smaller one is very simple. It doesn't have hardly any moving parts. I can't see where it would really fail unless I messed it up. And of course, I think the Mighty Mo is made very well. I think the likelihood of it failing structurally is pretty low. So which one do you guys think is best and why? Is weight more important to you, or time, or fuel usage? For me, time or fuel usage really was kind of even in this match. So I'd probably vote for the weight. But that's my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said, I appreciate y'all checking out Paleo Hiker MD. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, and you can even hit that little bell, the little ding dong, make sure y'all find out when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos here on Paleo Hiker MD.